So this is our math homework video for week 12, and it's going to be due October 29th. The first one says find an equivalent fraction. 8/9 equals 3/11 equals. Well, on these, you're going to get to be able to pick whatever fraction you want because you're making equivalent, and equivalent means equal, right? So if you're going to scale factor, whatever we learn, whatever we do to the top, wait, friends, we're not calling out right now. You have to do to the bottom. So I can do 8 times 2, which is 16. And I can do 9 times 2, which is 18. And then that's it. Where it's equivalent, I'm not asking you to simplify. I'm asking for one that's equal to it. And so then you are going to do the same thing here, picking whatever number you want to create another equivalent fraction. Number 2, Elizabeth has 5 pounds of potatoes. She has multiple recipes that require 3/4 pounds of potatoes. How many recipes will she be able to make? In parentheses, I've been so kind to tell you you're dividing. So I have 5 pounds of potatoes divided by 3/4. So this is a problem that I'll have to follow, keep, change, reciprocal. So if you're in class right now or you're listening to this video, it would be wise if above that you wrote KCR. Okay. Number 3. Which statement about 3 multiplied by 2/3 must be true? Well, we know that we are multiplying by a fraction. If it's proper, the answer will what? Someone in here tell me if it's proper, the answer is going to what? Decrease. And if it's improper, the answer will increase. So what is this fraction? Proper or improper? It's a smaller number on top, so that means it's what? It's proper, okay? So I know then that the answer, I'm going to already say it's going down. The answer is going to be less than 3, okay? Down from 3. So when it says the product is between 3 and 4, will it be? Will it be, friends, if it's going to be less than 3? No, because it's less than 3. It's on this side. The product is less than 2/3? No. The product is going to be between 2/3 and 3, right? It's not going to go over 3. The product is greater than 4? No. So do you see how we took those? We took what we know to figure out what we don't know, right? So then I know here that my answer is going to be C. I've just given you an answer. 5 points, headed your way. Number 4, the ratio of boys to girls in the homeroom is 2-3. If there are 8 boys, how many girls are there? Use your WKU. So WKU. So that is boys to girls, which is 2-3. Order matters. So if there are 8 boys, so the 8 will go with the boys. So then I'm going to use scale factor. Don't say it out loud. Is it increasing or decreasing? Ask yourself. Don't say it out loud right now. And then what am I increasing or decreasing by? Okay? Whatever you do to the top, do it to the bottom, and then you'll have your answer. Number 5. Find the missing number of each unit rate. We're going to learn about unit rate today in class. And so all it's saying is it wants whatever M is to be over 1. Well, I would have to divide this. And 6 divided by 3. Someone raise your hand and tell me what is 6 divided by 3 up here in the very front? 2. So then I know that that one's 2. So you'll do the same thing for this one. And then put your answer here. Okay. Unit rate is finding out what it is for 1. Number 6. On Tuesday, Lily ran a mile in 8 minutes and 34 hundredths of a second. She ran another mile in 7 and 89 hundredths minutes. On Wednesday, what was the total for both time? So this is saying that I'm going to be adding. Okay, so I will add. Remember to line up your decimals. Find the quotient. 6/7 divided by 1/2. Remember, keep, change, reciprocal. Friends, make sure that you're doing this with me. Don't start getting on a problem and forget that I'm going over each of them, setting them up, okay? Find the product, 29 and 4/10 times 1800ths. So on this one, I'm going to multiply. I don't have to line up the decimals. I'm just going to count the digits after the decimals to make sure I have that same amount in my answer. Okay? 9. The ratio of girls to boys in Mrs. Yerger's class homeroom is 11 to 14. What percent of the students are girls? So this is a two-step problem. So first it says girls to boys is 11 to 14. Okay? So that means 11 to 14. Well, how do I get a percent out of a fraction? What do I do?
Top and bottom out.
Top and bottom out. And then I have to what? Move decimal over how many times?
2 times.
Which way?
Left.
2 times to the right. Isn't that correct? Or left? Now I'm self-doubting myself. Oh no. When in doubt, what do? Check our journals. I'm having a moment of stage fright, panic. When I'm going from a decimal to a percent, I move it to the right. Yes. Whew. Okay. All right, move it to the right. And then add your percent sign. Okay? So you would solve that completely. Would you just show her the Post-it note that I forgot to put up? Write 35% as a decimal and a fraction. Okay? So make sure that you do that. Number 11. A rectangular computer screen has an area of A square inches. The width of the computer screen is 7. The equation X represents the length of the screen in inches. Circle one. So if I know so it says A is the area. Okay? The width is 7 inches. What equation can I use to find this answer? So did they give me both what I need or only one? They've only given me one. So I know that I want to figure out then, if I want to multiply a problem and one part of it is missing, what do I use to solve? Division or addition, subtraction? Division. So then I know I won't use that one, and I know I won't use that one. And so what do I know? If I wanted to find out X, the length, I hope you're writing all this down. What would I do? Which one do I want to find the answer to? What is it asking me? Which equation represents X, the what? Length. Okay, so it's going to have to say X equals something, and I look at these. Oh, this one says X equals. Oh, this one says X equals. So which one would it be? What are we thinking? Am I going to divide 7 by something, or the area of it by something? Yeah, I'm going to use the area of it to figure out what that answer is, okay? Because the area is the total already, right? So I would use that total to divide. And if you're in my room, you see above my whiteboard, the purple one says, do I know the total? Yes, then I use division, okay? So that was 11. Gave you another answer. 10 points you've gotten. Wow. 25%. Percent is always out of what? Percent is out of 100. Is this a 100 block? Yes. So that means I only have to do what? Count how many?
25.
And shade them in. That's it. That easy. A jewelry store has 9 out of 10 of an ounce of gold. They need to split it into 1/6 ounce groups. How many groups can they make? Divide. 9/10 divided by 1/6. Keep, change, reciprocal. What fraction is equivalent to 125 hundredths? Write that in the simplest form. Friends, from now on, If you don't simplify, I'm not taking off points, I'm counting it wrong. So if you don't simplify, it's not -2, it's wrong, minus the 5, okay? We make sure if I write simplest form, you are doing it simplest form. So if I have 125 as a percent, as a decimal, how do I turn it into a fraction? I look and see what place value it's in, right? So what is 125 thousandths? What place value is it in?
Thousands.
It's in the thousands. Okay, I've written it out for you. You have to simplify it. If you leave it like that, it's wrong. Number 15. At a zoo, 5% of the birds are macaws. What decimal is equivalent to 5%? So in your notes, guys in the class, it's this page. In your notes, you want to look at this page in your journal to help you find that answer, how to make a percent into a decimal. Okay? Number 16. Which expression has a value of -22? That means solve all of them, find the one that equals that. Okay? Number 17. What percent of the bar is shaded? Hint, write it as a fraction first. Okay, so I count how many squares I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's my denominator. How many are shaded? 3. So I have to turn that into a percent. Don't leave it as a fraction. Okay? Again, that's in your journal. It's on that little window one. It has 6 little windows. You open it up and it tells you what to do. Okay? 18. 120% to a decimal and a simplified fraction. Write as a decimal, write as a fraction. Same note page. We're going over these a lot because this was in our first unit, and I've started to see students are struggling to remember what to do. A restaurant offered cooking classes on 24 of the 30 days in November. What decimal is equal to the fraction number of days in November that classes were offered? So 24 of the 30 days. You need to don't have to write this, maybe you do, to remind you, turn it to a decimal. That is not the answer. Count it wrong. Use greater than, less than, or equal to solve the inequality below. So you need to write one of those in there. What's greater? Okay? So this is our homework. If you have any questions, you're going to come to tutorials.